Hi everyone, and welcome to Document Filters Features Preview. I'm going to be the product manager for Document Filters, and we'll be going over some enhancements in 25.1 release. So before we dive into the details, here's what we'll be covering today. First, we'll look at how Document Filters can identify file types even when only part of the file is available, reducing the need to transmit unnecessary data. Then we'll go over the improvements to structured output, including better heading detection and list recognition across multiple formats. This just makes it easier to work with extracted content. And finally, we'll cover the enhancements to PDF processing, which improve list detection and text formatting for cleaner, more structured output. Let's get started. So one of the key enhancements in this release is smarter file type identification when working with incomplete or truncated files, which actually was a recent request from a DocFilters user. Document Filters can now determine a file's type using only the first 2 kilobytes, reducing the need to fully transmit large files for making processing decisions. So this feature is especially useful when dealing with large document repositories, cloud storage environments, or network-based file transfers. So instead of waiting for an entire file to be received, applications can make early determinations, which saves bandwidth, storage, and processing time. So in most cases, Doc Filters can confidently identify the file type within the first 2 kilobytes. But when it isn't possible, we mark it as either CFB corrupt or zip archive corrupt or unknown. So whether you're routing files, optimizing network traffic, or preparing content for AI workflows, this feature enhances both performance and cost efficiency. So for our first example here, I'm going to use our standard doc-to-text and explicitly truncate a file to 2 kilobytes, then try to identify the file type. So you can see here that I truncated the file and it was still identified as a Word document. So next I'll show the behavior when we're not able to identify the file type. So here I'm truncating a zip file, and we can see that we identified it as a corrupt zip archive. So this means that we know that it's a zip file, but we need more bytes of the file to determine the exact file type. And just to show that we do identify this file correctly, you can see here that when it's not truncated, it's identified as a zip archive. So with this release, we've improved how Document Filters preserves document structure, making extracted content easier to work with. So heading detection is now supported on even more formats, like Apple Keynote 14 and 09, PDF XFA, and HWPX. So we've also enhanced list recognition, so lists are captured more precisely, maintaining their original structure in formats like PDF XFA, WordPerfect, and HWPX. So these improvements make it easier for AI/ML pipelines and business applications to process structured data without requiring additional cleanup. So by standardizing output across different file formats, we're reducing the need for post-processing and making document data more consistent and usable right from the start. So let's see an example of how the structure detection has improved with this release. So what you have here is a comparison of Doc Filters 24.4, our previous release, and Doc Filters 25.1. So we're reviewing the same Apple Keynote file in both versions. On the left, you can see that the title and subtitle are simply identified as paragraphs. But then on the right, they're being identified as a title and subtitle using the style type. So we're looking at it in a viewer here, but you'll be able to see the same thing when being converted to a format like Markdown. So this release enhanced this functionality for a few formats, but it's worth mentioning that it's already been available for other formats, like the Office documents. So this release brings significant improvements to PDF processing, making extracted content cleaner, more structured, and easier to work with. So list detection now accurately maps the bullet points and numbered lists when converting PDFs to structured formats like Markdown, and JSON, which ensures that lists are preserved rather than being flattened into plain text. We've also improved text flow by detecting and removing soft line breaks within paragraphs, which often occur due to line wrapping in PDFs. So these enhancements are particularly valuable for AI and automation workflows, as they reduce the need for manual cleanup and ensure that structured data is as accurate and usable as possible. So we'll now see what this looks like. We'll compare the output with the PDF list detection disabled and enabled. So on the left, we have a PDF with a few bullet points, and you'll notice that we're grouping all of the bullet points together as one object. They reflect. But on the right, with the list detection enabled, you see that each bullet is identified individually and as a bullet list item. Like the last example, we're looking at this in a viewer, but you can easily see the output when converting to another format like Markdown. So that's all we have for this video, and I hope you enjoyed this discussion about some of the new features we're bringing you with this release. As we continue to evolve and enhance document filters, we're committed to continuously improving our tools to better meet your needs. Your feedback is invaluable in shaping the future of our product, and we encourage you to keep sharing your thoughts and suggestions with us. So for more information on this release and how to implement the new functionality, please check out our blog post at the link on the screen. You can also find detailed documentation and resources about document filters by searching for Hyland Document Filters at the location shown. GitHub contains sample code and packages for various platforms, while NuGet provides an easy way to integrate doc filters. Explore our demo videos and release previews on YouTube, and find doc filters on the AWS Partner Network, or visit hyland.com for additional detailed resources. Thanks for listening.